Just checking in that everyone has their hand towel and their rolled up bath towel. That's what we'll use today. We'll begin by just coming into a comfortable cross-legged position. Sitting tall. If you need to grab a pillow off of the couch to sit on, that can be a nice thing. You can also just let your legs come out to the side. You can even lie down onto your back if that feels comfortable. We'll just do some breath work to begin. Got my hands on my knees, tall spine, grounding your sit bones down into the earth. Start to just bring your awareness to your breath, moving in and out through your nose. Soft jaw, soft face. Bring the tip of your tongue to the roof of the mouth. Until your jaw really, truly relaxes. And then you can let that go. Imagine that you have a golden thread, crown of the head, lengthening you up to the ceiling. And as we take this moment to just pause in a few breaths of fidget-free stillness, just feel your body, identifying what part of your body might feel tired or needs more energy. Maybe a spot in your body that needs healing. And committing to move in a way that takes care of you. What are you grateful for today? Take a big breath in through your nose. Big exhale through your mouth. Allow the eyes to flutter open. Let's interlace the hands together and take care of our wrists. Palms face forward. Spread the thumbs away from the pinky fingers and then reach the arms up. Let your belly kind of ribs pop for a moment. And then as you separate your hands, bring your rib cage over your pelvis again, flexing the fingertips up. Start with your pinky finger. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, make a fist. Roll the knuckles down and forward. And then let's do this one. Palms face me, thumbs up. We're going to tuck the thumbs first. Wrap all 4 fingers around the thumbs. My wrist is still facing you. And then like you're pouring the last drop out of the sangria pitcher. Switch the cross of your legs. Bring the arms out still. We're going to go up and over, side bend to the left. Let your ear relax to your shoulder. Come up other side. Ooh. My obliques are sore from Saturday's class. We're going to do some of that standing work again. And then extend your arms forward like this. Ground your middle finger to the ground and just really carefully with your hands really spread wide, start to move the hands forward. You don't have to go all the way flat with your hands, but if it feels good, do it. I'm going to remind everyone to relax the shoulders. And then gently release. We're going to extend the right leg out, left foot to the inner thigh. We're going to do a shortened stretch, a hamstring stretch than what I usually do here. Palms up. And then take the back of your right hand to the ground, right in front of your leg. Another side bend. Yeah. Flex your right ankle. Turn on your right thigh bone. Stay here with your upper body. Move this opposite left arm away. So I'm reaching through this arm, letting the head be heavy. Turn your gaze down towards your right knee And I like to even take it a step further and tuck the chin as I keep reaching through the opposite arm. That's a neck stretch. Imagine that I come and pull on your left wrist to bring you up. And then we're going to plant that hand behind us, lift up onto that front shin. I find if I tuck my tail a little bit, feels good on my back. And then gently release. Let's do the other side. That looks nice. Make sure that this right foot touches the groin, inner thigh. Flexing this ankle, pulling the kneecap up with the quad, palms up, tall spine. We're going to rest the back of the left hand on the ground. If you want more stretch, you might be able to come down to the elbow, but don't force that. Stretching to a place where you can still have a pleasant look on your face. And then we're going to move the right arm away. I would say my fingertips are about 6 inches from the ground. I'm really reaching. Turn the head down to the left. And if it feels good, add a little tuck of the chin. Imagine I pull on that wrist to bring you up slowly. The head's the last thing to come up. Just planting this hand right behind my hip and lifting up. Beautiful. And gently release. And then we're going to turn this way. I've got my hand towel at the top of my mat up here. I'm going to take my bath towel, or a squishy ball would work too, and put it in between the knees. Doesn't really matter which way it goes. I just want you to have a little inner thigh activation here. My toes are at the top of the mat. I'm going to scooch my butt back a little bit. And we're going to do the 10 count roll down. Tailbone is 10. Your first vertebra is 1. Start seated, reach up. Roll the shoulder blades back and down. Squeeze your towel. And this is really about the pelvis starting to curl under for 10, 9. You're just behind your tailbone. Count 8, 7, 6, 5. Your sacrum starts to go flat. 3. Shoulder blades rest 2, your head rests 1. And just let your shoulder blades relax here, even though your arms are straight. Feel the shoulder blades supported by your, by the earth below you. And then a slight kind of nodding your head, yes, chin to chest, picking up the head 2. Shoulder blades start to reach 3. Think about this being your hundreds curl. Ooh, that's the hard part. You can always grab behind your hamstrings. Really nice, all the way up, tall spine. Let's do that again, curling back 10. I'm kind of squeezing my glutes a little bit too. And that towel helps me feel my inner thighs, which is very connected to our low core muscles. This is not easy for me. Been working on this one for a long time. Coming back up, easy shoulders. Kind of nodding your head, yes, chin to chest, picking up 2. 3, the shoulder blades start to lift. 4, 5, 6, good. 7, 8, 9, and 10. We'll go all the way back down again, curling back 10. Just get curious where the going gets tough. For me, it's definitely my low back. I'm stiff there. Excellent, everyone. Good. And then we're just going to bring the knees in so that we can take the towel away. Set your towel to the side for a moment. And with the feet hip bone width and arms down, pick up your tailbone and just lengthen your back a little bit. We're going to do some knee folds. So feel your waistline really narrow. Your spine is long and stable. And we're going to bring the right knee into tabletop. And we're going to flex the right foot. And then ground the back of your pelvis, your sacrum, to the ground using your core. And bring the other leg up. And so we're going to lower the right heel towards the mat, keeping the left knee in tabletop, and bring it back up. And we're going to alternate. Left heel. Maybe it doesn't touch the ground. I'm going to touch the ground with mine. And you should be able to start to feel that challenge of keeping the pelvis, and your spine neutral. Sometimes it helps me continue to move with me to put my hands on my low belly. It's natural that sometimes those muscles engage out, but what we want to feel here is pulling those muscles down and in. The spine is stable, just alternating. Even yourself out, right, left. It's kind of surprising how much I feel that. Exactly. And then set the right foot back down into tabletop, and then the left. Toe heel your feet together, bring your arms out like the letter T. We're going into crossovers. Cross your right leg over the left leg like you're at a cocktail party. We're taking the knees over gently to the left. Only if your back is loving this would I say push down a little bit harder with the right leg so that it gives you a IT band stretch on the left side. And then let your legs completely relax. Draw the navel to the spine and move your pelvis back to center using your abdominals. And then we'll take the legs over to the left, still controlled, right? Pull the navel to the spine, use your core to bring it home. Knees over to the right one more time. And again, you don't have to, but if it's feeling good, you can press down with that top right leg. Pull the navel to the spine, bring it home. We cross the right ankle over the left knee for figure 4 next. Grab onto your left thigh. I'm flexing both feet, grounding my tailbone down. And then we point the left toe and we extend the left leg up. We'll flex that left foot as we lower down. Again, so you can kind of feel a little fascia work here, especially around your hamstring. I'm feeling that a lot in my left calf. That's pretty normal. One more time, point up and flex down. And then let's place both feet down, knees and feet down, do the whole thing, left leg over the right. Let's take the knees over to the left. So I'm simply rolling to the side of my left foot, keeping the left foot grounded. Maybe you press down with that left leg to give a little IT band stretch, but then relax the legs completely, draw the navel in. I'm pushing into my arms a little bit too. Let's take the knees over to the right. These are Kathy Grant's crossovers. Pull the navel to the spine as you come home. Knees to the left. Press down. Navel pulls in. Use just your abs to bring your pelvis home. Figure 4 stretch. Left ankle over right knee. I'm going to pull my right thigh towards me. Try to keep your head down. If you're ever straining to keep your head down, you can always put a pillow behind your head like this. Flexing both feet, pointing the right toe now. Point up, flex the ankle like crazy and lower down. We're doing 2 more. Inhale and exhale. And up and lower. And then both legs up to the ceiling, slight bend in the knees. Circle out your ankles, 1, 2, 3. Reverse the ankles, 1, 2, 3. And then point and flex a couple of times. Just letting the blood come back to the pelvis. All right, so we're setting the feet back down hip bone width. I'm going to reach up and grab my hand towel, putting the hand towel behind my head. So we want a pretty big surface of the towel behind the head like a sling. This helps us learn how to pick up our head from the right muscles and not overstrain the neck. Take the ends of the towel in your hand. And then we're going to, with the head down, ends of the towel up to the sky, almost like you're pulling using your biceps. Reach the ends of the towel up towards the sky. We're coming into our upper abdominal curl now. So start to come up into an upper ab curl. Give that sense of your head resting in your towel a little bit and think, all right, I'm going to use my core in concert with my arm strength and then lower down. Just keep the hands and elbows where they are. Again, inhale, rounding up. And exhale, lowering down. And as your teacher, I'm looking, do a couple more, for you to not pull on the head, right? It helps me to think about that I'm picking my head up from that part of my abs right underneath my sternum and my ribs. Good. All right, so we're gonna pull the right knee into the chest and twist towards that knee. So as I pull my right knee in, I'm thinking nipples and elbows towards my right knee. And then we're gonna straighten that right leg down. I'm almost sliding my heel down on my mat. Rest your head. And then we twist to the right a second time as we kick the right leg to the sky. And then bend that right knee, set the foot down. So we bend the left knee in. This is a version of crisscross. And then as I set my head down, I'm sliding my left heel down, left leg straight. And then I kick my right leg up and twist left a second time. And then bend that knee, set the foot down. So it's a little complicated, but you got it. Right knee bends in, extend the right leg down, and then straight leg and set the foot down. So left knee in, first the knee is bent, then we straighten the left leg as we rest the head, and then we kick it up to the sky as we twist, set the left foot down. Let's do that again. Right knee, yep, you got it now. Slide the right leg down, kick the leg up, the foot is flexed, and rest. Left knee in, slide it down. As you round up, try not to roll onto your left shoulder blade, but pick it up. We're doing one more. So let's really focus as we twist right to pick up the right shoulder blade. Yeah, good. Right leg high. Oh, that's hard. Last one, left knee bends in, reach towards it, slide it down, rest your head each time. Kick the right leg up and rest. Let's take a full body stretch. You can ditch your towel. I'm flexing my feet. I'm letting my ribs pop up. And then bend the knees in. Draw the knees into the chest. Cross your ankles. Grab behind your knees. We're rocking and rolling. Let's do about 3 to 5 of these because that seems to feel good. Yeah. Come on up. Turn towards me so that I can see the sole of your feet, just like you're doing here. That was a hard abdominals, wasn't it? Do you feel that? Okay. I've been really into this slow spine twist. So let's do the slow version and the fast version of spine twist. Legs are really straight. If you're like, hey, Cher, I can't sit straight up with my legs straight, you're gonna sit on your towel or a pillow. I do that all the time. You can also bend your knees a little bit here. All right, so do this with me at first. You guys put your hands down and like, twist your hips and move your feet. That's what this exercise is not. So, flex your feet, keep your hips really stable, and bring your fingertips to your shoulders. Squeeze your legs together. As your teacher, I'm watching your feet, that they don't move. So let's twist to the left, and think, how much can I twist using my core without my hips and feet moving? That's the name of the game. Come back to center. That was good. Twist to the left. Good. And come back to center. Flexing the feet, quads engaged. Twist. Grow tall as you twist. Come back to center. And twist left. Feels kind of good, doesn't it? Now we're gonna do it regular tempo. We inhale and we do 2 exhales through the mouth. So inhale here, 2 exhales. Shh, shh, back to center. Inhale, shh, shh. Lift your heart, shh, shh. Last one. Shh, 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 shh. Good. Reach the arms up. Take a forward fold, whatever that means to you. That was good. And then come on up. And we're going to move on to all fours now. So let's all turn this way. Spread the hands wide, shoulders right over the wrist. I want you to open up your hands as wide as possible. We're doing 3 cat-cows. Just make it your own. Inhale. And exhale, curl it under. Where do you need to move big? Where do you need to move small? Only you know. Inhale. I try to get more opening around my heart here in extension. And when I curl under, I'm trying to actually round my low back more. And then coming into neutral. Let's take a child's pose. Toes together, knees wide. Take it back. Walk the fingertips forward. Take 3 breaths here. Inhale. Exhale. Breathe in and out. Last one. Inhale. Exhale. We're coming back on to all fours. All right, I've been kind of having fun adding on to this exercise where we lift the knees 2 inches off the mat. I want to show you what the advanced version of this is today. So first I'll talk you through lifting the toes. Then some of you might join me in stepping out into plank and then back into the hovering position. And then from there, we're going to add on kind of taking ourselves back into a hovering, like child's pose, plank, and then stepping it back into hovering. All right, so we'll all try just the first part. So again, hands spread wide, toes are tucked, long spine, lift the knees 2 inches off the mat. And here I'm just lengthening my collarbones forward. This is a great place to stay, or you can try stepping out into plank and holding, and then stepping the toes back and hovering the knees. Let's do that 2 more times if you're with me. You can also just come down into child's pose. And I'm feeling my arms. 1 more plank. Bring it in. Set the knees down. Child's pose. We'll try the extra hard one in just a moment here. Here's a little extra stretch for your shoulders. Go gadget your fingertips forward. Walk your hands close together and then interlace your fingers. Keeping the elbows down on the mat, bend your elbows, bring your hands above your head. And then you can kind of pull your hips back even more, and you should feel your triceps. If that hurts your shoulders, you can just keep the arms separated. Okay, we're coming back onto all fours. So again, maybe you're just tucking the toes, lifting the knees and setting them down and doing that a couple times, which is great. I want to point out that the creases of the elbows tend to hyper-rotate. See if you can bring them more facing each other, and then keeping that, drawing the shoulder blades down. That will be safer for your shoulders. Lifting the knees 2 inches off. Step out into plank. Here's the more advanced part. Send your hips back, push into your hands, almost like child's pose, hovering the knees. Back to plank, and then back to knees bent, knees hovering. Push your mat away. Step back plank. That's a great place to be. Maybe you want to join me in coming back to that hovering, reminds me of like a tiger about to pounce. Back to plank. Bend the knees. 1 more, otherwise we'll meet you in child's pose. Step back. Take it back, hover. Strong through your arms. Plank position. Bend it and hover. And child's pose. Woo! I feel my arms for sure. All right, we're coming back up. We're actually gonna come standing now. So come on up. We're taking our wide leg forward fold. Come standing. This is gonna stretch the inner groin and the hips, bring the arms out. And in general, the wrists are over the ankles. I'm like out of breath today. Two choices, hands to hips. I'm gonna clasp my hands behind the back because it feels good for me to stretch like that. So whatever's comfortable. Take an inhale, lift your chest, and exhale, fold forward. Slightly bend the elbows. If your hands are still together and that's comfortable, micro bend the elbows and draw the tips of the shoulder blades down towards your waistline. Let your head be heavy. And then we're all gonna release the hands down. I like to take my heels slightly out, toes slightly in, just letting your head hang down. You might need to bend your knees here, and that's okay. We're gonna grab onto our left ankle with both hands, and we're gonna rest our right temple on the bicep. Bring the weight forward into the balls of the feet if you want more stretch. Micro bend the knees if it's too much stretch. Breathe in and out. Let's take the hands over to the right ankle. Rest your left temple on your bicep. Please let me know if the knees are not happy. There's lots of ways to make this better. And then we're coming back to center. We're going to straighten our arms. In fact, I'm coming onto my fingertips right underneath my shoulders. And we're going to micro bend the left knee. And maybe that's enough, and maybe you do a big bend. Here's the third choice of this. Turning the toes out and making this an external rotation bend of the knee. Yeah. Bring it over to the other side. Good. Yep. And again, so we're gonna go left, right, 2 more times. Now, maybe your knees aren't happy. You can stay in a wide leg forward fold. I'm definitely using my hands to support my weight here. And I find that it feels good if you're in the external rotation version like me to flex the opposite foot. Yeah. We're coming back to our forward fold. Heels slightly out, toes slightly in, and just take it down. Now, we are gonna bend the left knee again just so that we can start to pivot this way into a downward facing dog. So plant your hands wide, a little wider than shoulder width, step back. When you look back at your feet, they should be about hip bone width. Please bend your knees. We're just gonna bend one knee and then the other to get another calf Achilles stretch. I'm really pushing through, especially my thumb and my pointer finger joints in this pose. Yeah. And then set the knees down. And we're gonna turn back around. And we're gonna open up the feet to do saw pose from the classical mat work. My heels are just barely off of my mat. I'm sitting tall. Again, if you need to slide a pillow underneath your knees here, that's great. You could also do this with knees bent. Bring the arms out. Ribs are right over the pelvis. Flex your feet. Go ahead and twist towards me. So for you guys, that would be twisting to your left. We're gonna saw off that pinky toe with the pinky finger. My back palm flips up to the sky. Yeah, way to relax your head. Come up, and then we untwist. And we twist. And reach. Back palm flips up. Come up. That's a big hamstring stretch. And untwist. And twist. And reach. You don't have to reach too far. Good, Annika. Up and untwist. Grow tall as you twist. Let your left ear release to the left shoulder. Come up. One more. Reach. Good. And reach. Up. Untwist. Last one. Turn. And reach. Come up. And untwist. Very nice. Bring your legs together. Reach the arms forward. Just like when we do our 10 count roll down. Slowly just come all the way down onto your back. Bend the knees in. Let's take our rolled up towel or your squishy ball, and I'm putting it underneath my pelvis, almost like we would do for a foam roller or using a yoga block. Right at your sacrum. Your towel might kind of smush flat. That's okay. Just make sure it's even. Palms are down. Draw the knees into the chest and extend the legs up. Maybe you have a slight bend in the knee. I just want us to open up the legs and get a little inner groin stretch. Yeah. Now, some of us really tend to be like externally rotated in our feet. That's kind of an old dancer habit of mine. Try to keep your legs neutral, right? So instead of my toes pointing down to the ceiling, they're more turning towards the back of the wall. And I just want you to breathe here. This is just a kind of stretching break. And then bend your knees and think of horse pose, right? Sometimes we do horse abdominals here. So knees are bent. Just breathing and letting gravity stretch your inner thighs. I know that feels kind of vulnerable. And then bring the legs together, and we're going to extend both legs up, flex the feet. We're going to inhale, lower the right leg as the left leg reaches to the ceiling, and bring that right leg high. And the left leg lowers. So the right leg stand on the ceiling with that foot. Inhale, right leg lowers, 2, 3, and lift. And as you lower your left leg away, think, I'm pulling my pubic bone towards my belly button. So this is pelvic stability. One leg at a time, please. And this is spine stability. So this is just the femur bone, our leg bone, moving in the socket with our abdominals controlling the pelvis from moving. Last one. Left leg lowers, 2, 3, and lift, 2, 3. We're taking a psoas stretch. Pull your right knee into the chest with both hands. Keep the left leg strong and long. And start to lower the left leg. Keep that left leg straight and strong, but do allow gravity to just get heavy on that left leg. Now I'm continuing to pull this right knee into the chest. Pull your abs up and keep reaching energy out through your left leg. Is Mocha distracting you, Katie Grace?
Yes.
Yes, I can see that.
I need Matt to come play with us so I can
Use your core to lift your left leg high. We're switching legs. Left leg pulls in with both hands. Now, my right leg is super straight. I'm going to lower it. That doesn't mean it goes flaccid. So keep your right leg really straight and strong, but let it give into gravity. You should feel the stretch in front of your right hip. And feel how when we pull the abs in and continue to reach through that right heel, that's an active psoas stretch. Breathe in. and out. Bring that leg up. Bend the knees. We're setting one foot down at a time, lifting up just enough to take the towel out of the way. And then we're grabbing our hand towel up here. We're back to the abs, my friends. Draw the knees into the chest a little bit more past tabletop, right? I'm pointing my toes, which I don't say very often. And this is the one where we're going to start to alternate legs, right toe taps and left toe taps. So let's just get the rhythm of the legs. Now I am grounding, not my low back, but my sacrum, my back of my pelvis to the ground. I'm drawing my belly in for sure. This is just a really great exercise to turn on low belly. If you want to take this a step further, elbows up, ends of the towels up. We're going to keep going with the legs, and you're going to round up into your upper curl. Ugh. Physically look at your belly button, pull it down. And then keep going with the legs and just let the head go down for a moment. And you might keep the head there. That's great. Or you round up again. So here, head heavy in your towel. It's almost like you should be holding a peach underneath your chin. That's how much space is between your chin and your chest. And then lower down. And rounding head and shoulders up. And as you lower down, keep pulling your pubic bone towards your belly button. That's a way to keep your pelvis level. And rest. Woo! Okay. This time, I want you to just roll to the side towards me. Keep your head heavy. This is a skill I like to teach people. How to come off the floor, keeping the head heavy. Yeah, Annika. That's my good student right there. Come on to all fours again. Matt told me I need to make more breaks in between arm work, so I'm listening to him. We did a lot of push-ups on Saturday. I want to do 2 sets of push-ups again because I was sore in a good way. Let's all do these push-ups where the hips stay over the knees. We're spreading our fingers wide, the middle finger straight ahead. We're going to do 6. Let's move together. The elbows are going to go straight back, and you can see how my spine just goes on an angle. So I am putting weight into my palms. And I want you to look at your arms real quick and imagine that like you're hugging a beach ball in between your elbows. But then we don't want to look down when we do push-ups. We actually want to keep the neck long with the spine. Okay, excellent work. And then we're actually going to thread the needle. Inhale, reach your arms, your right arm up. And then we're going to thread it through, which means that my right ear touches the mat. Yep. Now, I notice that I throw my hips left here. So I'm going to think about equal weight on both of my knees. My right hip goes right. This is a great place to stay. You can, step 1, bring your right hand to your sacrum. Or step 2, reach your, I meant to say left hand to your sacrum. Or you can reach behind your back and see if you can slide your left fingertips into your right hip crease. Yeah, good. We just want to roll the left shoulder blade back and down. Rolling the left shoulder blade back and down. Breathe in. Now there is a third arm position that I really like. I'm going to release my left arm and bring my fingertips kind of above the crown of my head and walk my fingertips forward in front of my head. All right, let's come out of this. Left hand goes back down underneath the shoulder. Right arm lifts back up and then gently release. Let's do the left arm. Left arm lifts, thread the needle. So your back of the hand goes to the ground, my left ear goes to the ground. And I noticed that my right hip kind of went wonky, so I'm pulling my left hip back. If I put my right hand on my sacrum, I can kind of see what's even. It's a great place to stay. Or you can reach behind and try to grab onto the inner thigh. Roll your right shoulder blade back and down. Belly pulls in. Even here, I'm squeezing my glutes. Now, this is the third arm position that I was talking about. So I bring my fingertips in front of my head and then I walk it. Don't do that if it hurts. Breathe. And then we're going to take that right hand back where it came from. Left arm lifts. Excellent. And release. Second set of push-ups. Now, I'm going to step back out into plank just so that I can find a good plank on the knees. You can stay in all fours. I'm going to actually cross my ankles here, pull my belly in. We're doing 6. Still narrow with the elbows. 5. Notice I'm not coming down very low. I can, but not at the expense of my form. 2 and 1. And rest. All right, we're coming into another standing pose. I taught this on Saturday. I don't really want you to worry about moving your screen. I just moved mine a little bit so you can see me. We are starting facing each other with our feet a little bit wider than hip bone width. And we're going to interlace the hands behind the head. So we're here. Okay, my toes are pointing forward. So this goes back to some rotation. So come onto the ball of your right foot, like on your right tippy toe. That kind of helps me get started. I'm going to pull this right knee into the chest and I'm going to twist my upper body. And then I'm going to set my foot back down. And I'm going to side bend the opposite way to the left. And come back up. So I'm lifting onto my right tippy toe to get started. As I twist towards the knee. Good. Set the foot down. And side bend. Oh, yes. And coming to the ball of my right foot and twist. It is not easy standing on one leg. We have to practice that for it to be easy. And side bend. And then you might start being able to go right into it without coming to the ball of the foot. But do what works for you. Let's do 2 more. It's hard, right? Set the foot down, side bend. 1 more. Ooh. And side bend. Good. Relax your arms down. Shake out your arms. Roll the shoulders back. 1, 2, 3. And then roll the shoulders forward. 1, 2, 3. Okay, let's do the other side. Hands behind the head. Now I'm going to lift up onto my ball of my left foot and let that help me turn. This side is way harder for me. So my hips are square. I'm twisting from the waistline up. And then set the foot down and side bend the opposite way to your right. I come to the ball of my foot. Ooh, this side's way harder. And side bend. And I think it's really about trusting yourself. Letting it be okay to wobble. And then I really start to feel like, how can I do this from my core? Right? So picking up this leg. Ooh, from my low belly. Let's do 3 more. Okay, I'm realizing now as I take my eyes off my screen, how like when I gaze to the right and fixate on something, that helps with my balance. Excuse me, that would be your left. Ooh, you'll feel these, I promise. Good, and release. All right, so shake out your legs. I'm getting a dirty look from Matt. And then let's actually, just to switch it up, let's come to the top of our mat this way. I would like your feet to still be hip bone width. Even though this is a Pilates class, I really like to take some little nuggets from yoga. Bring your hands to heart. Toes are forward. Feet are hip bone width. We're coming into chair pose Utkatasana. I think this is a really beneficial pose. Lots of ways to teach this. I've seen this rounded. I've seen it in a lot of extension. I would say be mostly neutral. So it's not like I'm flattening my low back, but it's long. I'm feeling my glutes. By rocking the weight into my heels, lifting your toes would be extra credit. And I really want this to be a butt strengthener. So focus around where your sit bones are. We're pulsing 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now, keep your knees this bent and come into a forward fold. Right? So that means your belly kind of touches your thighs. Just let your head hang down. And then we're gonna walk it back into plank position. Shoulders over wrists. Turn on your legs. Lengthen your collarbones forward. Push your mat away. And I invite you to get a little squeeze of your glutes. If you need to rest, rest. If you need to stay here, stay. We are lifting the right leg without shifting anything. Hold it. Good, Katie Grace. And try the other leg. So your pelvis stays right where it is. Good, Mom. Release. Bend your knees. Downward facing dog. So good. And set the knees down. Good. Let's get off the wrists. Turn the legs sideways. We are coming back onto the back. Okay. We're not done with core yet. Draw the knees into the chest. My favorite from the Pilates ab series. Single straight leg stretch. Extend the right leg up and grab onto your calf. My right knee's bent too. I'm not feeling super flexible today. Head and shoulders come up. I'm gonna bend my elbows. So we don't have the towel here, but we wanna make the same shape of our neck and spine. Left leg out 45. We're going pulse, pulse with the legs. One, it's just a micro hamstring stretch. If this is too much, grab behind your hamstrings, like lower than your knees. Good, Liza. Pulse, pulse. I like feet flexed. You can do what you like, but I notice that if I flex my feet, I'm not so much in my quads. Last 2. Roll down and rest. With your head down, hugging your knees in, just look right and left and right. Bridge pose is next. Look up to the ceiling, place your feet. Hip bone width. Your knees and your ankles are almost stacked. Bring the arms down. Give a little shimmy of your shoulder blades underneath you. I like to pick up my head and just move my chin away from the chest. Again, you're only looking up to the sky. Press into your feet. I want you to squeeze your glutes right away and lead with your pubic bone as you come all the way up into bridge. Please feel the strength of your arms. You should feel your triceps, those outer upper arm bone muscles, pushing into the mat. There should be a little space underneath your neck. I tend to flatten there, so I'm just reminding everyone. Think of the highest bone here, your hip bones. So it is a strong tuck. And then we're going to take active feet, friends. So we're going to lift just the toes, just the toes. And this allows us to press into the balls of the feet more. One more breath, inhale. And exhale, slowly lower down one vertebra at a time. Pull your right knee into the chest. Both hands, send your left leg long. Final spinal twist. Take that knee all the way to the left as you gaze to the right. And breathe. Sometimes I like to take my left hand away from my knee and put the heel of that hand in my right hip crease and push, like traction, my own right hip down away from my body. Bring it back to center. Hug it in towards that armpit. Slide the leg down, shake it out, shake, shake, shake. Bend the left knee into the chest. Take it all the way over to the right, left arm out to the left. You gaze left. Don't worry if this knee isn't down, it's okay. That adjustment, I take my right heel of the hand into the crease of my hip, and I literally traction my left hip bone away. Come back to center, hug it in. Slide that leg down. Take a full body stretch. Flex your feet. Reach your arms up and back. Imagine I was pulling on your wrists and your ankles at the same time. And then bend the knees in. Cross at your ankles. Now, I don't know about you, but I always put my right ankle on top. So I'm going to put my left ankle on top. We're rolling forward and back. Grab behind your knees. Forward and back. Forward and back. And I actually want us to balance here. I'm uncrossing my knees. And I'm just behind my tailbone. That looks good. And maybe you want to straighten one leg and bend. Keep lifting the heart, Annika. Left leg up and bend. Maybe you want to try just legs bent, arms out. Full Monty would be toes eye level, but oh, that's hard. Set the feet down. We're taking reverse tabletop. I'm going to reach back. My fingers are facing my booty. And this is kind of like bridge on our arms. We still want to lead with the pubic bone. And I want you to look down at your knees right now. Actually, look at your hip flexors, right? They tend to be a little bit closed. We want to open them by, again, think about your pubic bone being the highest bone. Keep lifting, keep lifting. I know that's a big stretch. Set the tailbone down. Soles of the feet together. And just take a forward fold. Turn around, come on to all fours. We're ending with Sexy Cat, invented by my teacher's teacher, Kathy Grant. So we're in a little bit of extension, right? Think about your tailbone like a spoon, circling. So this is like pelvic rotations. Yeah. This is actually quite good for like SI joint pain, low back pain. Reverse the direction. Good. What we want to isolate this to mostly the low back and the pelvis. Excellent. Child's pose. Great job today, guys. Just say thank you to your body here in your own thoughts. Just saying thank you, thank you, thank you that we can move in this way.